Welcome to the Week 2 Live Classroom session. This week introduces a topic that is considered, by some, to be controversial: evolution. We will examine what evolution is, the role of natural selection, adaptation and its limitations, how speciation and extinction occur. Overview continued. We will also consider the concerns and benefits of genetic engineering, how human activities have exerted a huge impact upon the Earth's biodiversity, the factors that affect human population size and growth rates. We will view the major population shifts that have taken place in the United States along with growth issues such as urban sprawl and ecocity. This week you are responsible for the following course activities. Readings: Sustaining the Earth, Chapters 3 to 5 and 8. Species and Extinction, Inside Course. Population, Inside Course. Effects on Food Supply, Inside the Course. Module 02 Environmental Controversy, Immigration. Module 02 Discussion. Main topic: Stem cell research. Secondary post. Module 2 Environmental Issue Project, Research Paper. Introduction. Topic selection, Graded Activity. Module 02 Live Classroom Session, Graded Activity. The next few slides will cover the grading rubrics for this week's graded activities. Module 02 Environmental Controversy, Immigration. The paper explains the different views presented in the two articles. 20 points. The paper compares how illegal immigration both helps and hurts the state's economy. 20 points. The paper evaluates whether the authors of each article considers both sides of the issue. In doing so, it addresses the author's affiliation. 40 points. Proper spelling, grammar, and language are used. Paper adheres to length requirements and APA citation standards. 20 points. For a total of 100 points. Module 2 Environmental Issue Project, Topic Selection. The topic selected was appropriate and could lead to a successful paper. 50 points. A brief description as to why the student feels strongly about the topic that was included. 50 points. For a total of 100 points. Module 02 Discussion, Stem cell research. The student's initial post explains their position on the controversy of stem cell research with enough factual support to debate with someone who may disagree. 3 points. Response post includes reaction to another student's initial post. 2 points. For a total of 5 points. Now we will review some of the main points covered in this week's readings. Origins of life. 1 billion years of chemical change to form the first cells, followed by about 3.7 billion years of biological change. Biological evolution. This has led to the variety of species we find on the Earth today. How do we know which organisms lived in the past? Our knowledge about past life comes from fossils, chemical analysis, cores drilled out of buried ice, and DNA analysis. Coevolution, a biological arms race. Interacting species can engage in a back-and-forth genetic contest in which each gains a temporary genetic advantage over the other. This often happens between predators and prey species. Limits on adaptation through natural selection. A population's ability to adapt to new environmental conditions through natural selection is limited by its gene pool and how fast it can reproduce. Humans have a relatively slow generation time, decades, and output, of young, versus some other species. Geologic processes, climate change, catastrophes, and evolution. The movement of solid, tectonic, plates making up the Earth's surface, volcanic eruptions, and earthquakes can wipe out existing species and help form new ones. The locations of continents and oceanic basins influence climate. The movement of continents have allowed species to move. climate change and natural selection. Changes in climate throughout the Earth's history have shifted where plants and animals can live. Ecological niches and adaptation. Each species in an ecosystem has a specific role or way of life. Fundamental niche: the full potential range of physical, chemical, and biological conditions and resources a species could theoretically use. Realized niche: to survive and avoid competition, a species usually occupies only part of its fundamental niche. Spotlight cockroaches, nature's ultimate survivors. 350 million years old, 3,500 different species. Ultimate generalist. Can eat almost anything. Can live and breed almost anywhere. Can withstand massive radiation. Speciation, extinction, and biodiversity. Speciation: a new species can arise when members of a population become isolated for a long period of time. Genetic makeup changes, preventing them from producing fertile offspring with the original population if reunited. Extinction: lights out. Extinction occurs when the population cannot adapt to changing environmental conditions. The golden toad of Costa Rica's Monteverde cloud forest has become extinct because of changes in climate. Genetic engineering and the future of evolution. We have used artificial selection to change the genetic characteristics of populations with similar genes through selective breeding. We have used genetic engineering to transfer genes from one species to another. Controversy over genetic engineering. There are a number of privacy, ethical, legal and environmental issues. Should genetic engineering and development be regulated? What are the long-term environmental consequences? Human population growth, a brief history. The human population has grown rapidly because of the expansion of agriculture and industrial production and lower death rates from improvements in hygiene and medicine. In 2006, the population of developed countries grew exponentially at 0.1% per year. Developing countries grew 15 times faster at 1.5% per year. Where are we headed? We do not know how long we can continue increasing the Earth's carrying capacity for humans. There are likely to be between 7.2–10.6 billion people on Earth by 2050. 97% of growth in developing countries living in acute poverty. What is the optimum sustainable population of the Earth based on the cultural carrying capacity? Factors affecting death rates. Death rates have declined because of increased food supplies, better nutrition, advances in medicine, improved sanitation and personal hygiene, safer water supplies. Case study: U.S. immigration. Since 1820, the U.S. has admitted almost twice as many immigrants and refugees as all other countries combined. Solutions: influencing population size. The best way to slow population growth is a combination of investing in family planning, reducing poverty, elevating the status of women, education. Major urban areas of the world. Satellite images of the Earth at night showing city lights. Currently, 49% of the world's population live in urban areas, 2% of Earth's land area. Case study: urbanization in the U.S. 8 of 10 Americans live in urban areas. About 48% of Americans live in consolidated metropolitan areas. Bottom map. Urban sprawl. Urban sprawl in and around Las Vegas, Nevada between 1973 and 2000. Urban resource and environmental problems. Cities are rarely self-sustaining, can threaten biodiversity, lack trees, concentrate pollutants and noise, spread infectious diseases, and are centers of poverty, crime, and terrorism. The ecocity concept. An ecocity allows people to walk, bike, or take mass transit for most of their travel, and it recycles and reuses most of its wastes, grows much of its own food, and protects biodiversity by preserving surrounding land. Objectives. By the end of this week you should be able to describe the effects of climate, altitude, and latitude upon the distribution of plants and animal life on Earth. Describe the roles that species play within the community structure. Recognize how humans affect primary and secondary succession. Describe the ways species interact. Define how population determinants affect population growth and decline in the world. Objectives continued. Describe worldwide trends in population growth and distribution in developed and developing countries. Describe what happens as countries go through the stages of demographic transition. Identify urban resources and environmental problems. Describe a sustainable city. Describe worldwide problems that affect food production. Distinguish between malnutrition, undernutrition, and overnutrition. To receive points for this activity, visit the following site: http://www.fws.gov/endangered/. Then use the messages area in the course to send me the following. First line of the message you send should be Week 2 Live Classroom answer. Points will be deducted if this is not the first line in your message for this activity. Next section. Your state. Endangered plant, common name. Endangered animal, common name. Last line your full name.